It's pouring rain. I'm standing outside my house, or what used to be my house, with nothing but the clothes on my back. My wife had just kicked me out, the bank had seized my car, and my boss had fired me that same afternoon. I had lost everything in one brutal night. My name is Alex, and this is the story of how rock bottom became the foundation for my comeback. But it all turned around because of 5 simple words from an old stranger. Let me take you back to that fateful evening. It started a few months earlier. I was living the dream, or so I thought. I had a steady job as a sales manager at a tech company, a beautiful home in the suburbs, a loving wife named Sarah, and 2 amazing kids, Tommy and Lily, ages 8 and 6. We went on family vacations, had barbecues with neighbors, the whole picture-perfect life. But cracks were forming beneath the surface. Work was getting stressful. The company was downsizing, and I was putting in 60-hour weeks just to keep up. At home, Sarah and I were arguing more, about money, about time, about everything. I didn't see it coming, but she was unhappy, feeling neglected. Then came the day it all crumbled. I got to the office, and my boss called me in. "Alex, we're letting you go," he said. No warning, just a pink slip and a cardboard box for my stuff. Shocked, I drove home early, only to find Sarah waiting with a lawyer. She wanted a divorce. Turns out, she'd been seeing someone else, a guy from her gym. She said I was never there, that our life was a lie. The kids were at her parents', and she had already filed papers. I begged, I pleaded, but she was done. That night, as I packed a bag, the bank called. I was behind on mortgage payments because I'd been using credit to cover bills. They were foreclosing. Homeless, jobless, and heartbroken, I wandered the streets in the rain. I ended up in a park, sitting on a bench, soaking wet and numb. Tears mixed with raindrops on my face. How did I go from having it all to nothing? I thought about my kids, how I'd failed them. Suicide crossed my mind, dark thoughts in a dark night. That's when he appeared. An old man, probably in his 80s, with a weathered face and a kind smile, shuffled over and sat down next to me. He didn't say anything at first, just offered me his umbrella. I mumbled thanks, and we sat in silence for a while. Finally, he turned to me and said, "Son, I've been where you are." His voice was gravelly but warm. I poured out my story, the job, the divorce, the house. He listened without interrupting. When I finished, he nodded slowly. Then he said those 5 words. "Let go and start anew." At first, I thought it was cliché advice, something from a self-help book. But as he explained, it hit me deeper. He shared his own story, how he lost his business, his family, everything in the Great Depression. He clung to anger and regret for years, and it nearly destroyed him. But one day, he decided to let go of the past and rebuild. Those words echoed in my head as I left the park. I found a shelter that night, and the next day, I started small. I let go of the bitterness towards Sarah and my boss. Instead of fighting the divorce, I focused on being a good dad from afar. I applied for unemployment, took odd jobs, delivering food, mowing lawns, anything to get by. Slowly, I rebuilt my confidence. I enrolled in online courses to learn new skills, like digital marketing, something I'd always been interested in but never pursued. Months passed, and things started turning. I landed a freelance gig, then another. My kids and I reconnected through visits. Sarah even softened a bit. But the real change was inside me. Letting go freed me from the weight of failure. I started a small online business, helping others with sales strategies. It grew, and within a year, I had a new apartment, steady income, and a better relationship with my family. That old man's words weren't just advice. They were a lifeline. If you're listening and feeling lost, remember, sometimes losing everything is the beginning of finding yourself. Stick around, because this is just the start of how those 5 words transformed my life even more. After that night on the bench, I couldn't shake the old man's words. Let go and start anew. They seemed so simple, yet they kept replaying in my mind like a mantra. I woke up in the shelter the next morning feeling a strange mix of despair and hope. The basic idea was clear: Stop holding on to the pain, but applying it? That was advanced territory. Let me break it down how I went from basics to building a new life. First, the basics, survival mode. I had to let go of my pride. No more pretending I was the big shot sales manager. I signed up for food stamps, found a temp agency, and took a job stocking shelves at a grocery store. It was humiliating at first, pushing carts while old colleagues drove by in fancy cars. But each day, I repeated those words. Let go of the ego, start anew with humility. It taught me gratitude for small things, like a hot meal or a dry bed. As I stabilized, I moved to the next level, emotional release. Holding grudges was poisoning me. I wrote letters to Sarah and my ex-boss, not to send, but to vent. I forgave them, not for their sake, but mine. Therapy helped. I found a free clinic and talked through the betrayal. The old man had mentioned how anger chained him for decades. I didn't want that. Letting go meant accepting the past without letting it define me. It was tough, nights of crying, questioning everything, but it cleared space for positivity. Now, advancing the story, rebuilding relationships. With the kids, I started small. Weekly calls, then park visits. I let go of blaming Sarah and focused on being present. Daddy's starting over, I told them. And I love you more than ever. Tommy asked why Mommy left. I kept it simple, no bad-mouthing. Over time, trust rebuilt. Sarah saw the change and allowed more time. It wasn't perfect, but it was progress. Professionally, I took it to the next step. I let go of my old career path and explored passions. I always loved tech gadgets, so I started a blog reviewing them. Basic posts at first, what works, what doesn't. Views trickled in, then grew. I learned SEO, social media marketing, all self-taught. Starting anew meant risking failure again, but I embraced it. One post went viral, leading to affiliate deals. Income started flowing, enough to quit the grocery job. But the real advanced lesson came when challenges hit again. 6 months in, a competitor copied my content, and my traffic dipped. Old me would have raged, sued maybe. Instead, I let go, innovated. I added video reviews, podcasts, evolved my brand. It bounced back stronger. The old man's wisdom wasn't a one-time fix, it was a mindset. Looking back, those 5 words were like a seed. Basic planting, survive and release. Advanced growth, innovate and connect. If you're in a rut, start with the basics. Let go of one thing today. It could be resentment, a bad habit, fear. Then build from there. My life isn't lavish now, but it's mine, authentic and fulfilling. The night I lost everything was actually the night I gained freedom. And it all started with that chance encounter. In the next part, I'll dive deeper into how those words sparked my ultimate revenge, not the bitter kind, but sweet success. By now, you're probably wondering exactly what those 5 words meant in practice, and how they pushed me from survival to thriving. Let go and start anew. Sounds poetic, right? But let's unpack it, from the basic interpretation to the advanced life-changing application. That old man didn't just drop a line. He shared a philosophy that reshaped my world. Basically, let go meant releasing the anchors holding me down. After the bench chat, I realized I was clinging to what-ifs. What if I hadn't worked so much? What if Sarah hadn't cheated? These thoughts were loops of misery. So, I started simple: meditation apps, journaling. Every morning, I'd write 3 things I was letting go of: anger, self-pity, blame. It was beginner-level stuff, but it worked. My mind cleared, sleep improved, energy returned. Start anew was the action part. Basics: set small goals. Day 1: post shelter. I updated my resume, applied to 10 jobs. No bites? Fine, let go and try freelancing sites. I offered sales consulting for cheap. First client, a small startup. I helped them boost revenue 20% with basic tips I'd learned over years. It built momentum. I let go of expecting overnight success and started with consistent effort. Advancing it, let go, evolved to forgiving myself. I beat myself up for failing as a husband and dad. Therapy sessions revealed patterns, workaholic tendencies from my own upbringing. I let go of that inherited baggage, started therapy homework like positive affirmations. I am worthy of a fresh start. It sounded cheesy, but it shifted my self-view from loser to learner. 4. Start anew. I went advanced, reinventing my identity. No longer just Alex the salesman. I became Alex the entrepreneur. I invested time in learning, free YouTube courses on business, marketing. I let go of safe plays and launched my own agency. First year was rough, clients flaked, money tight. But I applied the words, let go of setbacks, start anew with adjustments. Pivoted to niche markets like eco-friendly products, where my passion shone. The kids saw the change. During visits, I'd share stories. Remember when we lost the house? Well, Daddy let go of the old life and started a new one. They inspired me. Lily drew pictures of our new adventures. It advanced family healing. We did co-parenting counseling. Sarah admitted her faults. We became civil, even friends. But the pinnacle? When old wounds resurfaced. My ex-boss offered me a job back, demotion, low pay. Tempting for stability, but I let go. Thanks, but I'm starting anew elsewhere. Instead, I landed a contract with his competitor, outperforming them. Not revenge, but poetic justice. Those 5 words became my compass. Basic, release and act. Advanced, transform pain into power. If life's knocked you down, try it. Let go of one burden now, start one small step. It compounds. My net worth? Back to 6 figures. Happiness? Priceless. The old man saved me, and now I'm paying it forward. Stay tuned for how this mindset led to my biggest win yet. Taking let go and start anew to the next level meant turning philosophy into a daily system. From basic habits to advanced strategies, it became my blueprint for success. Let's dive into how I implemented it step by step, evolving from a broken man to someone others look up to. Basics first, structure your day. Post-loss, my routine was chaos. I let go of laziness. No more scrolling social media feeling jealous of others' lives. Started anew with a schedule. Wake at 6 a.m., exercise, job hunt till noon, skill building afternoon, family time evenings. Simple tools like a planner app kept me accountable. It built discipline, turning overwhelm into manageable chunks. Advancing emotionally, deep forgiveness work. Basic was forgiving others. Advanced was confronting roots. I traced my issues to childhood, absent dad, pressure to succeed. Let go through therapy techniques like EMDR, processing trauma. Started anew by mentoring at shelters, helping guys like me. Sharing my story healed me more than anything. One mentee said, "Your words changed my life." Echo of the old man. Professionally, basics, network lightly. Attended free meetups, LinkedIn outreach. Let go of rejection fear. Every no was a step. Started anew with value first, offered free advice, built relationships. Advanced, scale up. Turned my blog into a course. Sales mastery from scratch. Marketed via podcasts, collaborations. Let go of perfectionism. Launched imperfect, iterated based on feedback. Revenue hit $10,000 per month within 18 months. Family-wise, basics, consistent contact. Weekly video calls with kids, birthday gifts. Let go of control, accepted co-parenting. Advanced, create new traditions. Started adventure days, hikes, museums. When Sarah remarried, I let go of jealousy, even attended the wedding for the kids' sake. Started anew as a blended family ally. Tommy's graduation speech mentioned me as his hero, tearjerker moment. Challenges tested the mantra. Business slumped during economic dip, clients cut budgets. Basic response, cut costs. Advanced, innovate. Let go of old models, pivoted to AI-integrated sales tools. Took courses, partnered with techies. Bounced back stronger, diversified income with investments. Socially, let go of toxic friends who pitted me. Started anew with positive circles, entrepreneurs groups, book clubs. Advanced, give back. Volunteered at parks, hoping to be someone's old man. One night I sat with a young guy on that same bench, shared the 5 words. Full circle. This evolution showed me, basic stabilize, advanced accelerate. If you're starting over, begin simple. Let go of one habit, start one goal. Scale as you grow. My life now? Thriving business, close family, inner peace. Those words weren't magic, they were a map. Next, the ultimate payoff, how it all culminated in a night I'll never forget. We've come full circle from that rainy night, and now I'll share how. Let go and start anew led to my greatest triumph, not just recovery, but true fulfillment. From basic reflections to advanced insights, this mindset proved timeless. Let's wrap up the story with the climax and lessons you can apply. Years after the loss, life was good but not complete. Business booming, kids thriving, Tommy in college, Lily excelling in art. Sarah and I cordial, her new husband decent. But deep down, I felt unfinished business with the past. Then came the invitation, my old company's 20th anniversary gala. My ex-boss hosting, Sarah attending with her hubby, he worked there now. Basic instinct, skip it, let go. But advanced thinking, face it, start anew on my terms. I went, suited up, confident. Walked in, heads turned. Whispers. That's Alex, the one who got fired. Let go of awkwardness, mingled. Chatted with former colleagues, shared my success story humbly. Ex-boss approached, awkward handshake. Heard you're doing well, he said. I smiled. Thanks to letting go and starting anew. He looked puzzled. I didn't elaborate. Highlight speech time. They asked alumni to share. I volunteered. On stage, I recounted basics, the firing, divorce, homelessness. Crowd silent. Then advanced, the old man's words, how I release pain, rebuild stronger. Losing everything taught me, hold lightly, pivot boldly. Applause thundered. Sarah teared up, kids beamed from the audience, I'd invited them. Post-event, ex-boss offered partnership. Declined politely, my empire was mine. But the real win? Reconciliation vibes. Sarah pulled me aside. I'm proud of you. Sorry for everything. Let go of old hurts. Hugged, started anew as friends. Kids said it healed family scars. Reflecting basics of the mantra, survive crises. Advanced, thrive beyond them. It applies everywhere, careers, relationships, health. Lost a job? Let go of security illusion, start anew with skills upgrade. Heartbreak? Release idealization, rebuild self-love. Even globally, societies let go of outdated systems, innovate for future. My final advanced insight, the 5 words are universal. That old man? I searched parks, never found him. Maybe an angel, maybe fate. But his gift lives on. Now I speak at events, wrote a book. 5 words to freedom. Royalties fund shelters. If you're at rock bottom, remember my night. Let go of despair, start anew with hope. One step today changes tomorrow. Thanks for listening. Subscribe for more stories of triumph. What's your let go moment? Comment below. Until next time, keep building.